Alright guys, welcome in. I should have audio now. I'm still setting up here. We're going to try this one more time. I tried to go live earlier and a storm come blowing through. Knocked out the internet. So I'm going to try to get this going again. And I'm just about there. Give me a second. I went back to sleep, man. I was tired. Alright, there we go. We should be rolling now. And for some reason it's not streaming to Rumble or Facebook Live. Okay. Oh well, I'll upload it to Facebook or something. Anyway, this morning I got up like at 4 a.m. and I tried two different cameras out, and the scene conditions were just okay. I always go by this little deal if I got it up still. Like before I go film, I look at this. This tells you like the cloud cover in my area. So the cloud cover was okay. It got a little crappy, but like at 4 in the morning, the transparency wasn't real good, but the scene conditions were good. No smoke, no wind really, but the humidity was just blaring. But I was still able to catch some pretty good stuff here. We got several of Jupiter right here. I purposely turned the contrast up so that you could see these moons, and you could see in the very first video I'm going to show you, other than this one, how close the moon was. And then by the time I got to the last video, you can see how far that moon had already transited around. Let's see, is that the same video we just watched? Okay, yeah, let me get out of that. So this is with my old camera, and if you can see that moon just right up against that there, and I just did a picture of this. I just stacked all the good frames. It didn't come out super good. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, so you see how close that moon was. The other problem I seen is where you kind of see that bluish tint. I'm out of focus on this side of the telescope itself, like I need to collimate the telescope. And then when I go to here it is, I did this one filmed in. You can see how far away the moon, I can't remember if that's the moon low. I can't remember the name of that moon. And then by the time I got to my last shot, you can see how far out that moon was. Now this was with a different camera, and it was in there upside down. That's why the moon's on the opposite side. But you can see my moon's kind of blew out the same way. I need to collimate the telescope, but still I got pretty good detail. And also got Mars. You can see how small Mars is compared to Jupiter. You can barely kind of see the ice cap right there. If I can get my telescope collimated tonight, and now that I'm using the better camera, because look at the more detail that I get with the other camera. It's more my guiding camera. I really don't film with it a lot. And then this is what I shot last week. Last week, the red spot was there. And I remember that little moon went right behind it when I was filming it. But like if you could film this thing all night long or for several hours, you could watch the moon's transit around. You could watch the red spot go around. But I'll show you some of the actual videos. I did do a video Saturn, but it sucked. It was going behind the trees. I lost my chat. Here's my chat. So it came out pretty blurry. Even during this video, look, it's going behind the trees. That's why it's getting real dark. And eventually it disappears. So by the time I got up there, it was already going behind the trees. So that was the first video I took. Then I took the one that shows you where I took the contrast. These should be in order. Maybe not. Yeah, that's that one. Some of these I haven't even processed. And I did them at different, this is like 2x2 body. You see the moon's real close on this one. You can see another moon over here. So I get this one I need to process because I got 2 of the moons in there. I'll have to try to process that one. And then here's 728. That's the first video, okay. Yeah, because there was a picture for it in 789. This is with my old camera. You can see the moon's out just a little bit farther. Not quite in focus. You can see it's really out of focus more towards that moon side. But still better than it was last week when I tried to film it. Then as I got going, it was getting a little higher in the sky, so I started getting a little more detail. Then what you got to do, you got to run this through a program to try to get rid of all the fuzzy frames and stuff from the wind and the atmospheric. You can see the side just not quite in focus. So that's all my old camera. But it did come out with, you know, I still got good pictures out of these. So this picture here goes to 72811. So it goes to this video. And when you run it through this program, it stabilizes all the bouncing around. It throws away all the super blurry frames. And then you can stack it. And that video right there come out with this picture. So that's pretty good picture. It's using an 11-inch telescope and like some of the cheapest astro cameras. They're planetary cameras. You can't really film the stars very good with them, but you can definitely film the planets. They're more like web cameras. Then I busted out my guide camera, which does different pixels and pixel sizes. Now on this one, I can only probably show you the 8-bit black and whites, but you can already see there's way more detail. Even though I shot it black and white, I can see the moon right there, and there's a moon up here. You probably can't see that. Let me get it bigger. Because I always try to film far out, then I start trying to scoot in, see like the moon's over on this side now. And it's a lot farther away. These are all in black and white. This is, I think, 2x2 binding, or 720 by 960 or whatever I recorded this in. Then I really zoomed in on it. Now you can, hopefully you can see that moon. So this picture here is the, how come it won't shrink there? So this one is capture object 0. Let me see what the picture come out like. Capture 0. So look at that. Look at that. That's black and white, but look at that. That's pretty good. I don't know how to turn it into color. But to get these are in 8-bit. I know I got one in color though. I think it was this one. This one I shot in 16-bit color at the same resolution. You know, you're just always trying to find the right resolution. And this was Mars, shot in black and white. See, it's all fuzzy. It's more fuzzy on the left side. And like I said, the camera was in here upside down from the other camera. But I just need to collimate the telescope just a fuzz, man, and I'm going to get some super good detail. Here's another one of Jupiter. See, the moon's much farther out. But yeah, if you could film that like for several hours, man, you could make a nice video on how the moon's transit around. But yeah, for some reason they wouldn't let me. I couldn't upload just these videos. For some reason, I don't know why. I couldn't even upload them to Facebook. It let me upload one. Now, like these other files, they don't come out as AVI files or .surv files, and then you got to use their program to stack the stuff. And did I make a picture of one of these? Let's capture O. Capture 8. Did that one come out in color? Okay, capture 8 come out in color. So that'd be, yeah, that'd be a surv file. Let me see if I can open this program up. Wrong folder. Stacking programs, that's what I need. I'm not real good with this program. I usually just use the old school, the easy one. I think this tells me all the camera settings. So if you're doing a, so it looks like it had the auto exposure at 300 milliseconds. The gain was at 300. Had the brightness at 68. 1x1 binding. No brightness added. 1000 frames raw. 16 color. RGB. Temperature was 32.1 Celsius. White balance 82, white balance 51. So it gives you like everything, the time, all that stuff. Let me see if I can bring that in here. So that's this capture 8. Just gotta drag it over in here. Yeah, that's the only way I can do it in color, but I can't just play the color videos. Let's see here. I can probably play it in this program. Yeah, I can play it on this program. So that's the video coming out. Pretty much does it all for you. Like you just, let me stop it here. How do I stop it? So make sure it's on planet. If you just click analyze, it kind of tells you it had some crappy frames in the beginning, and then it starts leveling out the quality. Then now this will pick all your spots, then you'll just click stack. So we're just trying to do this. I've never showed this program online before. Alright, so it should be stacked. And then it automatically goes into my stacking program here. My other stacking program. See, stretch, and I'm going to put no. Alright, show full image. Okay, and then when I come over here, I just, oh wow, it's not letting me. Is it the right one? Do I get two of these programs running? What, I gotta realign it now? That's weird. Well, it's not working like it's supposed to. Let me shut that program down, try to reload it. And then I'll show you how you get some of the detail out. Where did it load? It's weird, I don't see the program. Where is it? It's not showing the program. Is there something wrong with it? Wow, where'd the program go? It's like the program just disappeared. There it is. That was weird. Okay, now I gotta go back to this thing, and I can resend it to this. Alright, so now we got it in here. Show full image. So I've already made like my little wavelet things. Like this is what I use for the moon. You can see it kind of made it a little bit clear. And I only got one other one. I got the sun that I made for the sun. Click do all. Now what it does is it stretches the details. Then you can go in and kind of darken the background up by stretching the, or you can brighten up the center. That kind of stretches it out. There, that looks pretty good. And then you click do all, and then look, that's the picture you get. And then I just save the image. Oh yeah, you can't do the align the colors and stuff. I don't know if it'll work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Then you click auto balance. So kind of align the colors. Yeah, it looks a little better maybe. I'm gonna save that. Overwrite, yeah. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So not bad for just a guide scope camera, an 11-inch telescope. And you get that much detail even not being in complete focus or the telescope not being collimated. And I'm done with this. I think I pretty much did all the deals I was going to do. Anyway, so there's last week with the Next Image 5 camera. That's a 5 megapixel camera. Same thing, except for this was this morning. And then this is using a 2.1 megapixel. It's actually less pixels, but it's got higher detail. And then, of course, Mars. And I did shoot a few shots of the Milky Way somewhere. Did have one of Saturn, that's from the other night. Saturn didn't come out real good. Shot the Bell Nebula. Been trying to shoot that. There's something wrong with my camera, man. I don't know if it's just because it's so hot out. But I'll get that figured out. Anyway, I was just popping on here, showing some of the videos that I caught this morning at around 4 o'clock in the morning. There's a black and white bird on tonight. I'm going to try to upload this over to Facebook now. Anyway, yeah, if you can ever get a telescope before they completely blind the sky out with all the satellites and crap, now's the time to get them, because you just more and more light pollution. Just imagine if you lived back before there was light pollution, just how good the skies were. Like how clean you could see the stars and the star clusters. You'd be able to see all the nebulas with your eye. You wouldn't even need a telescope back then. Now they've totally destroyed the skies with light pollution. There's a couple of the moons. Yeah, I forgot. I got to process this one. Wonder if we could process this one and get two moons in there. It's kind of squarey looking. That camera, man, I've dropped this camera so many times. I got to close this program out because I can't use it on that one. I don't think. I think you got to have their camera to see if I can load up 78. Select. Jupiter. Oh, I got it on the. Let's put it on videos. And now it's video 78. Let's try this. Let's do this real quick and see if it'll bring the moons out. So I gotta click these. I try to find like the cleanest frame. I kind of look at the moons. And if I see the moons are semi-round and not too blowed out, that's probably going to be my cleanest frame. So I'm going to click the set a line point. I'm going to try to see if I can get the two moons. Then I'm going to click a line. It may not work. We'll try it. Just before I go, we'll check it out. All right, now we're going to keep 171 of the best frames out of 999 frames. Yeah, it looks like it's going to keep the stars. We'll see, or the moons. We'll see if it does it. So now we're stacking them 299 best frames. Stack it one more time. Double stack. And we'll go to the wavelet. Let's load the, let's just go with the heavy one, the sun one. Oh yeah, it's too much, but there you go. It got both the moons. Turn down some of that. For some reason, this camera always has kind of a reddish tint to it. It's probably because I dropped it and I ripped off the, I think it had like an IR cut filter. Whoa, that messed it up. Alright, yeah, this is going to be kind of bright. See if I can, it's probably going to freak out if I try to align the colors. We'll try it. At least we got both the moons in there. May not be the beautifulest color one. Yeah, that came out alright when I auto-balanced it. Still a little funky looking. But once I get that telescope collimated, man, it's going to be some good detail. I'm really going to try to get a good photo of this. Try to get a good photo of Mars. Let me save that photo, and then I got one with both moons. And we'll see if that picture come out. What was that one? Was that 78? Yep, here we go. So there's what it came out. See, this camera always has these lines in it which kind of suck. I mean, I know you can get them out. You could, the way you, I just don't know how to do all that stuff yet. Plus, I try to keep them as natural as I can. Anyway, there was your morning Jupiter and Mars this morning. Now, if I get to do it tomorrow, I bet the moons are in a completely different place. rotating around the big ass planet. And the size difference to with all these things. Like if you got Jupiter, I wonder if they'll both play at the same time. I guess they all don't play. And I don't think I got Mars in this folder. I don't. Anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off here. I just wanted to show you guys some of these videos we got this morning. Trying that other camera out, man. I think I'm going to stick with the newer camera, and then I just got to figure out the black and white thing. Because it definitely picks up a lot cleaner. Believe me, if there's a pole shift going on, astronomers are going to be the first one that knows, because we have to align not to Polaris, but about 3 degrees off the side of Polaris to get true magnetic north. And that's how you know, like, something funky is going on, because Polaris won't be where it's supposed to be. And your telescope won't track. So you'll be the first ones to know if there's something major getting ready to happen. Anyway, guys, armor up. Much love. Hopefully I'll be on tonight. And we'll do some of that. Some of the news and stuff. Weather. Anyway, guys, armor up. Much love. No fear. We'll try to get back on here tonight. Be safe. Armor up. Definitely armor up. And then Monday I got that MRI, so hopefully that comes out clear.